This is Threshold Training's workout day for Thursday. Today's workout, we are starting with some vertical pressing work. We are specifically focusing on technique at a moderately challenging load. This is nothing near maximal, but we have ample opportunity, ample reps to practice a movement or overhead movement that we need to work on today. So every 2 minutes on the second minute for 10 minutes, we're gonna do 3 push press or 3 split jerk at 75% of your 2 rep max. We did both of those, one last week and one about 3 to 4 weeks prior. Choose the movement that you feel like you need to work on. It could be that for the split jerk, you have trouble getting that front foot out in front of you. Okay, compared to the push press where you feel like you have a solid lockout and you have great timing. So work on the split jerk. Conversely, in that push press, if you feel like you don't have a strong lockout or you have trouble kind of getting your head and chest through the window of your shoulders early, maybe you work on the push press today. Okay? The imam will give us time to recover within the 2 minutes and also give the coaches ample time to watch you and give you corrections as needed. Once we're done that, we're going to go through 3 sets or 5 minutes, whichever comes first. 4 to 6 kips on the pull-up bar, and then 2 box dips with a 5-second pause at the bottom of the dip. We'll take a 30-second rest, go through again 3 sets or 5 minutes, whichever comes first. This will be a warm-up or a transition period into our conditioning portion, our last portion of the day. Before we get there, let's go back to our every 2 minutes, our vertical pressing work. For the push press or the split jerk, okay, we're going to have the elbows in front of the bar. This will allow us to rest the bar on our shoulders so it does not dip forward or roll down as we dip and drive. Okay? This does not mean that your elbow needs to be parallel to the ground. Again, it just needs to be in front of the shoulder. Your shoulders need to be active so that they're supporting the bar and they're not squeezed together backwards. From here, if I'm doing my push press or my split jerk, feet are about hip width apart, maybe shoulder width. In both movements, I'm going to dip down with a vertical torso, and then I'm going to punch out. For the push press, I'm locking out my elbows so the bar stacked over my head, and I'm landing with my hips and knees locked out underneath. If I'm doing the split jerk, I'm going to dip and drive just like I did, but I'm going to land with my feet split apart, one in front, one in back. And then when I'm stable, feel stable overhead, I will recover front foot first, back foot second. Couple key things for that push press. We are getting our head and chest through the window early as we lock out our shoulders. For the split jerk, we are thinking about pushing ourselves underneath that bar and getting that front foot out in front of us early so that we can adopt a good split position. When we go into our part B, or kind of warm-up work for part C, our goal is to focus on our kip and our shoulder position in the bottom of the dip. We're going to do 4 to 6 kips on the pull-up bar, and what we want you to really hone in on is tension through the entire body system from the hand right down to the foot. So your whole body is contributing to this. Getting our knuckles over the bar will help with that kipping motion. So I'm going to get my knuckles over the bar, thumb wrapped around. I'm going to pull my shoulders away from my ears so my lats are engaged. I'm going to pull my shoulder blades together like into my back pockets. And then I'm going to push down on that bar to go behind the bar, and I will come just in front of the squat rack into my arch position. I don't need to come much farther than in front of the squat rack in order to achieve a good range of motion. And it does not need to be really, really far out in front. And what I do need, particularly for a pull-up, is a strong push back so I can elevate my body to where my chin gets close to over the bar, and I just have to pull the rest of the way. For a toes to bar, which we'll do later, right, getting that height will allow us to help our toes get to the bar or our knees to get to our elbows. When we are doing our dips today, we will do them off a box. Okay, so what I invite you to do when you're going off your box, shrug your shoulders, then push down through your hands to get your shoulders away from your ears. You will feel that you have pressure in your palms and that you're beginning to lift your hips off of the chair or box that you're sitting on. Then, maintaining that pressure down in your hands, you're going to break at the elbows and not let your shoulders creep up to your ears at all. So you're always maintaining pressure in your palms as you go, and then we're going to come straight back up. Right? It's okay if my shoulder kind of points forward, but what we want to try to avoid is our shoulders coming together like this. We want to keep that from happening. Right? So what tends to help is, again, that pressure in the palm, and then as our hips go down, okay, we have a slight squeeze of the elbows back here so they don't flare out forward. They squeeze a bit back. Okay? It doesn't have to be very aggressive, but a slight squeeze, you're just preventing the flare from happening. Okay, so that's one way to think about it during those dips. Remember, you're pausing 5 seconds at the bottom. When we get to our conditioning portion for the day, it's really going to be about muscular endurance and how well you pace out the movement so you don't hit failure. So it's going to be an ascending ladder for time, a toes to bar, strict box dips, and then a 30-second dual dumbbell hold at the end of each set. You're going to start with 6 reps of each movement. With the exception of the hold, it's always 30 seconds. It doesn't change. 9, 12, 15, 18. So I will do my 6 toes to bar, knees to elbows. I'll do my 6 strict box dips. And then I'll do my 30-second dual dumbbell hold. So again, toes to bar, we just worked on our kips, right? We're trying to push our body away from the bar and elevate our feet up towards the bar, touching our toes or knees towards our elbows. As you come down, make sure you decelerate or slow down your legs so that you can enter your arch position under your own control. You don't end up pushing your legs out and swinging. On your strict box dips, ideally our range of motion is so that our shoulder gets below the parallel line of our elbow, and then we're locking back out. Again, pressure in the palms, little squeeze of the elbow to prevent that flare is what we're looking for. Our dual dumbbell hold, we'll grab 2 dumbbells of equal load, and we are just going to hold them by our sides like this for 30 seconds. This is going to tax your grip as you go back into those toes to bar. Keep that in mind as you get to set 12, 15, and 18, because you're going to need to break up those reps into more manageable sets to prevent muscular failure. All right, guys, that is the workout for today. Enjoy your Thursday workout and the rest of your